Hello guys, welcome to Solving Solutions on Bahan channel where I get solutions to all your solving problems. It's nice having you in class again today. How have you been? On today's tutorial, we are going to show you how to reclassify raster using ArcGIS, right? Good. So what does reclassify mean? It involves changing the values of the cells in the raster based on a specified criteria or rule set, right? Good. So we have a digital elevation model here that has a range of values from 174 meters to 1213 meters, right? Good. So we want to reclassify this our digital elevation model raster into three classes where we have low, medium and high elevation values, right? Good. So we'll now generalize elevations from 0 to 200 to be one class. Okay, there is no zero however, but we can still use that. The lowest we have is 174, so we have from 200 to 500 to be another class, and then from 500 and above to be the final class. Alright, good. So we have changed the symbology to give us a depiction of how the terrain looks. So let's search for reclassify. Good. So we are going to use reclassify under the spatial analyst tool, and then the fields to populate are the input raster, the reclassify field, the reclassification, and then the output raster. Our input raster is this digital elevation model we have here, and then the reclassify field we are going to use is actually what the value, right? Good. And then for the reclassification, let's click on classify. So for the classes, we said we need about 3, and then let's use the equal interval method, right? Good. So that we can now reclassify whatever values we have here into 3, and then they have to be equal intervals, although we are going to still modify it as we proceed. So you can see the classification statistics, right? Good. The count, the number. Then we have the minimum, the maximum, the sum, mean, and then the standard deviation and all of that. So we click on OK. So you now see what the 3 classes that have been reclassified, right? Good. Now for the precision of our values, if we click on precision, we can see that it's to 6 decimal places. So let's see if we can take it to 0, so that we can just have whole numbers, right? Good. Now what this table is showing us is that we have the old values, which are the values of our digital elevation model, and then we have the new values, which are the values we want to assign to our range of values that we have in the digital elevation model. So what it means is that elevation values from 174 to 520 would have a new value reclassified as 1. That from 520 to 867 would be reclassified as 2, and then from 867 to 1213 will be reclassified as 3, right? Good. So depending on your data set, maybe if it's a land use land cover data, and then you have different land use and maybe the different classes rather. So and you want to reclassify them, maybe all the different water bodies to 1, maybe all the built up area to be 1, maybe all vegetation to be 1, or whatever the case is. So we told you that we are still going to modify the values, right? Good. So what our interest is from 0, or let's say from 174 to 200, right? Good. The reason why we've been saying 0 is that that's the lowest before negative, right? Good. So but from the data set we have 174, right? Good. So we can now say 174 to 200. That's our first class, and then the second class will now be from 200 to 500, right? Good. So that is the criteria or the rule set that we want to use for our reclassification, right? Good. So that's from 200 to 500, and then the third class will now be from 500 to the highest value that we have, right? Good. So we should have 500. Yeah. So these are the values that we want, and then that's the specified criteria or the set of rules that we want to use, right? So having fixed that, this is the default output raster, and then we have also modified the the precision. And you should also note that if maybe the number of classes if you want to add some new classes, you can use this word add entry, right? Good. It gives you the room to add a few more tables, right? Good. So, and then if you still want to move them, you can just delete those entries, right? Good. So let's click on OK. Good. So there is a success report, and then we can see that our digital elevation model has been reclassified based on the 3 classes that we have selected, right? Good. So you can see, okay, if we take this out, which is the reclassified, you can see we have 1 2 3. So let's label our new classes of 1 to 3 to maybe low, medium, and high, right? So you double click and then you come to symbology. From the symbology, you can see what our class is here, right? Good. So if the color for the first class is low, you can double click and then choose a different color, right? Good. So we need green for this, and then for the second color, let's give it blue. Good. And then let's leave the third as red, right? Good. So for the label, we have this as low. That's the range of values from 174 to 200 will be seen as low. Then the second one, we'll see it as medium, and then the third one, we'll see it as what, high, right? Good. So these new labels would replace 1 to 3, and then these are the counts. So it gives you an overview of what the raster values you have under 1, that which you have under 2, and that which you have under 3, right? Good. So I think 2 is a bit higher than 3, and then 1 is the lowest, right? Good. So let's apply this, and then we click on OK. So you can see that we have reclassified our digital elevation model to these 3 classes. Yours might be more or less, and then we have labeled them accordingly, giving them different colors, right? Good. So if you use the identify tool, which is this, right? Good, to click on any of these, this is I, right? So you would see it as 3. Now if you take this out and then you still click somewhere around there, you would see it as what, 699. And then from our reclassification values, we were having from 500 and above to be what, the third class, which is what, I, right? Good. So if we do similar stuff for this our bluish region, which can be seen as the lower region, we're having 2 and 5, right? Good. So if we also take this out to bring this up, you would see that it's under what, the second class, right? Good, because 2 and 5 is just a little bit above 200. So this is a way you can use to check what by using this identify tool to confirm your raster values, right? Good. So thanks for coming to class. We hope we have provided solution to this particular surveying or GIS related problem. We are going to see you on the next tutorial. Ensure you keep staying safe and have a very good time. Bye.